Hi, I'm Lexi Lou. I'm here in Gran Canaria and I'm just here with some friends filming a new Udemy course a couple of my friends are doing. So I thought I would jump on and make the most of it and come and say hello to you all. The interesting thing is we was all out last night and was having a few glasses of wine over a meal, and someone actually asked me how I got involved in stripping, and I thought, I've not shared this with anyone. It's crazy. And I shared it with them last night and they told me how inspirational it was and how much that I really should be sharing this with my audience. And I thought, fuck yeah, why not? I would love to do this. Like, this is it's so authentic and it's real. It's what makes it real. And that's all I want to do, is I want to be real with you. So here it is. My stripper journey started with me being homeless. I was homeless. I had nowhere to live. Like, my choice of getting into stripping wasn't so much a choice or a career that I'd always longed to do, or like my childhood fantasy of, oh mom, I know what I'm going to do when I get older. I'm going to dance around a pole. No, that wasn't the case at all. But it doesn't mean that I was against it. It doesn't mean that I frowned upon getting into dancing and it was like the worst thing that could have happened in my life. In fact, it was one of the best things that happened to me, and I'm going to share with you why. So I was homeless. A lot of people say, how did you get into that situation? It was quite interesting because I was always working. From the age of 13, I had my first job. I was the concessions manager from 16 to then not working there, and then I dabbled in sales and I was selling property in Cyprus and working commission based, etc. And yeah, many things happened. As when I was 15, I was no longer living with my parents, so we say. My dad, he lived in Ireland, and my mum, she came up to me one day when I was 15 and she said to me, honey, I'm going to sell the house. The mortgage is £1,000 a month and I can't afford to pay it. So you're going to need to look for somewhere else to live. Holy shit. I was 15, I was doing my GCSEs and I thought, fuck, what am I going to do? Me being the person I am, like, it was never a case of, yeah, I could easily go and take it from a guy, and we're girls and we know what we're doing and we can manipulate men the best of what we can do, and especially girls in our industry, we know how to do it. But it was never a case of, I knew I could, but I didn't want to. I wanted to be independent. I wanted to stand on my own 2 feet. I didn't want to rely on anyone. And that's always been a lot of the foundation that's driven me and my life and my actions and my choices. So at 15, I thought, right, okay, £1,000 mortgage. It's not that hard. I can do this. I can make £1,000 a month. So I went around to my friends and a lot of my co-workers, and I suggested that they come and rent the rooms. It was a big house. It was about a 5-bedroom house. And then at 17, people came in and out of the house. It was great. A room went empty and I used to fill it again, and it was awesome. And to be honest, it was some of the best years of my life. So it was like known as the party house, like Gordon Grime even. Oh God, it was a bit grimy, but it was good fun. And 17, turns out I was no longer going to have a home. I didn't have a job. So I had to basically pick my ass up, not feel sorry for myself, and go out there and figure it out. The next weekend, I jumped on a train and I travelled far away from where it was that I was living, just because I think when you're at that stage, when you're getting into a profession like this and you're not really sure how people are going to react, you kind of don't want to shit on your own doorstep, shall we say. So I caught a train on the Thursday and stayed over the Thursday, the Friday and the Saturday, and then travelled back on the Sunday. And I will never forget that the first dance that I did, I was literally shaking. Like, I'm not talking about shaking because it's a bit windy and cold. Like, I remember the guy even turning around to me and saying, are you really cold? And I was like, yeah, I'm freezing. I was literally shaking out of fear. I was so terrified. But obviously that's normal, and that's just your first time. And then when you get past that first one, it's like, fuck yeah, I did this. I can do this. I can do fucking anything. It's a real sense of achievement. It makes you feel good. So after obviously me and my friend, we like threw up the money and rolled around it on the bed and all the rest of it you do. Yeah, so we travelled back on the train, and I literally, it was a case of us coming back to work every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, staying over in the club, or a club accommodation or a B&B, and then the rest of the week I would stay on my sister's sofa. And I was really lucky actually, because I had my sisters when I was in my time of need, and yeah, I didn't have nowhere to go. I could have been staying on the street. I was really lucky that I have friends and family, but it didn't have to be the case. And I'm sure for many of you watching this, you might have been in not even in as good situations that I was. So it went on like this for quite a while. I would jump on the train, go down and work for the weekend, and then come back, etc. And the difference that I realise now, but it took me so long to realise, is between the amateur stripper and the professional stripper. Right then, I was an amateur. I used to literally, I was going to work to drink, have a party, and somewhere to sleep, a real bed to sleep on, basically, and making a bit of money on the side. That's all it was. And I've seen it time after time again, where girls are in the club and they're like, oh yeah, it's all right, as long as I make a couple of $100, it's like, and I have a free night out, and then or I make more than I would on a normal job, then I'm still up. And yeah, I used to be one of them, and I was doing the exact same thing. I just want to say thank you for watching. Please like the video if you do. If you don't like it, go ahead, you can don't like it too. Give me some comments and tell me that you're fed up of seeing my face and you don't really want to hear about it, if that's true, or tell me that you enjoyed it. I really want to know. I want to know your honest feedback. And if you want to hear more, subscribe, and I'll keep them coming. Thank you.